Dear students, welcome back to Speaking English Academy. In today's video, I will be discussing with you the reference to context, which is a very important part of our question paper. So many students of 10th class Adarsh Vidyalaya forced me to do the video on this topic. I have selected some of the RC's statements from the previous question papers. Now I am giving you very clear idea about how to answer the RC's in the examination. The students, you may know that there are 4 RC's are asked in your question paper, 2 from prose and 2 from poetry. You have to answer all the 4 compulsory video. First one, remember no one dies of hunger. This statement is taken from the first lesson, A Letter to God, written by G.L. Fluents. See, this statement is taken or extracted from or selected from the lesson, A Letter to God, written by G.L. Fluents. Lencho says this when rain and the hailstorm started. Lencho's family was happy, but for an hour the hail rained on the roof, the garden, hillsides, cornfield. Not a leaf remained on the trees. The crop was totally destroyed. It was total loss for Lencho. He thought only of his one hope, that the help of the God. See, always Lencho looked at the sky because his cornfield needed downpour or heavy rainfall. When rain started and it continued for an hour, it completely destroyed the cornfield of Lencho. It did not leave any leaf in his cornfield. Then Lencho thought himself that only hope of him was to get the help from the God. Then he made this statement, remember, no one dies of hunger. It means he believed strongly in God, that he decided to get the help from the God. Second one, an extraordinary human disaster. ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಇದು ಯಾವ ಲೆಸನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಲೆಸನ್ ನೋಡಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಬರೀಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬರೆದು, ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಲೆಸನ್ ನೆಲ್ಸನ್ ಮಂಡೇಲಾ, ಲಾಂಗ್ ವಾಕ್ ಟು ಫ್ರೀಡಮ್, ರಿಟನ್ ಬೈ ನೆಲ್ಸನ್ ಮಂಡೇಲಾ ಹಿಮ್ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. Name of the lesson and the name of the author is compulsory. You have to express in a form of a sentence. Sentence ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಿಬೇಕು. ಕಾಂಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್, ಯಾವ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನೋಡಿ. ನೆಲ್ಸನ್ ಮಂಡೇಲಾ ಸ್ಪೋಕ್ ದ ಅಬೋವ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ while he was delivering speech about apartheid to the people who were present in the inaugural ceremony. He spoke about how his country experienced the disaster and oppression of the Europeans and got freedom. Then it was the newborn country and a society of which all humanity would be proud. Next one, in life every man has 2 obligations. Reference, this statement is extracted from the lesson Nelson Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom, written by Nelson Mandela. Context, Nelson Mandela spoke the given statement when he was talking about how he was prevented to perform the obligation, means how he failed in his life to fulfill 2 obligations. He told that everybody has 2 obligations. First obligation is to his family, parents, and to his wife and children. The second one is to his people, community, country. By saying this, he revealed that he was unable to fulfill his obligations in his own country. Next one, Ga, 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 he cried, begging her to bring him some food. Reference. The above statement is taken from the lesson His First Flight, written by Liam O. Flaherty. Two stories about flying ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಲೆಸನ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವಂಥ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ದಿಂದ ಇದನ್ನು ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಲಾಗಿದೆ. ಕಾಂಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್. The young seagull was standing on the brink of the ledge alone. He did not eat anything, so he was very hungry. Only his mother was looking at him. She tore a piece of fish that lay at her feet, then scraped each side of her beak on the rock. The sight of the food maddened him, so it cried, begging to her to bring him some food. So next is writing in diary is a strange. Writing in a diary is a really strange experience for someone like me. This given statement is taken from or extracted from the lesson from Diary of Anne Frank, written by Anne Frank herself. Context. These words are spoken by Anne Frank to herself while talking about the diary writing. Writing a diary is a really strange experience for her because she did not write anything before like that. Nobody thought about the change of feelings in her body because when she was a 13-year-old girl, so she expressed her personal feelings in a diary as her friend. It means here Anne Frank treated her diary as her close friend. So what she felt as a 13-year-old girl, she expressed all her feelings in the diary. Next one, everybody move aside, please. Make way for madam. See, it is a very interesting line. This statement is taken from the lesson Madam Rides the Bus, written by Walli Kannan. Context. The conductor says this to Walli. Walli wanted to ride on the bus. One fine day in the afternoon, when the bus was about to leave, she stopped the bus and showed him some coins. The conductor asked to get on the bus. He was fond of joking, so made a fun of Walli. Next is go to Shakyamuni Buddha. This statement is taken from the lesson Sermon at Benares, written by Betty Renshaw. Context. Kisha Gautami lost her son, so she was begging for the medicine to save her son's life. She asked many people to provide the medicine, but they thought that she was mad because it is impossible to give the medicine to the dead people. She met the man on her way. He suggested her to go and meet Shakyamuni. He could give her the medicine to save her son's life. Next line, he's come to borrow money, shan't give him any. He has come to borrow money, shan't give him any. This statement is taken from the lesson or the play Proposal, written by Anton Chekhov. Context. When Lomo comes to Chubuko's house in order to propose his daughter Natalia, Chubuko mistakes him for having come to borrow money because he has come to him to borrow money many times before. Chubuko thinks in his mind and says as the above. He decides himself not to give him any money. Next line, he stalks in his vivid stripes the few statements of his case. The given statement is taken from the poem A Tiger in the Zoo, written by Leslie Norris. Context: the poet says the given statement while describing the tiger in the zoo. The tiger has bright and clear stripes moves inside the cage. The cage is very small, so the tiger can hardly take a few steps along its length. His pads are soaked like velvet, so no one can hear the sound of footsteps. In spite of being the most powerful creature, he is imprisoned inside a cage. But if they weep, they are crocodiles. See, reference: this statement is extracted from the poem How to Tell Wild Animals, written by Caroline Wells. Context: the poet said this statement to the readers. Humorous poem suggests some dangerous ways to identify wild animals. Crocodiles do not weep, but tears come when they swallow or came near to their victims. It is a false notion. You will know it is the Asian lion. This line is taken from the poem How to Tell the Wild Animals, written by Caroline Wells. Context: the poet says the given statement to the readers when he talks about how to identify the Asian lion. The poet says, if you go to the forest of the east, you will see a large animal with brownish yellow skin. If he roars at you so strongly that you can die out of fear, then you will come to know and that you have encountered as Asian lion. Next one line, oh, there are other balls. This statement is taken from the poem The Ball poem, written by John Berryman. The poet was looking at the boy who was lost his ball. He wants to know about him and his reaction after losing his ball. The poet himself saw the ball bouncing happily down the streets, then falling into the water or the harbor. The poet says that there is no use to tell the boy that there are other balls, because he would not get the money. He would get many other balls, but he would never be able to get the last ball and the memories he associated with it while he was playing with that last ball. So this is a deleted lesson, deleted poems line. Now next, never shall a young man thrown into despair. Reference: this statement is extracted from the poem For Anne Gregory, written by William Butler Yeats. Context: the poet says to Anne Gregory that her beautiful honey-colored hair can make any young man fall hopelessly in love with her. This love is not for Anne but for her yellow-colored hair. The honey-colored hair around her ear prevents anyone from looking inside her soul. This beauty can capture any man's attention in such a way that he may never be able to look into Anne's inner beauty or character. Next one, by those great honey-colored ramparts at your ear. Reference: this statement is extracted from the poem For Anne Gregory, written by William Butler Yeats. Context: the poet said the given statement is statement during the conversation between a young man and a young woman. He says that her beautiful honey-colored hair can make any man fall into love with her. This love is not for her inner self but to the physical beauty. Next, but I can get a hair dye and set such color there. Reference: this statement is taken from the poem for Anne Gregory written by William Butler Yeats. Context: the young man says to the poet, the young woman says to the poet says that the young man will love her for her great honey-colored hair and not for herself. The woman says she can get her hair dye of brown, black or carrot. She wants to change the color of her hair so that the young man can love her for herself, not for her yellow hair. Dear students, so these are the some selected RCs from the previous year's question paper. I have made this video. So if you are watching my channel the first time, please subscribe and like and share this video. I will do today in the evening some other RC videos. Thank you for watching my video.